What's up, YouTube? It's Aiden here. I hope you can hear me because I'm right next to my turtle, who's right down there, and the thing's kind of loud. So, maybe I'll just. All right, just for now. It's a turtle. He doesn't breathe, or she doesn't breathe air in the water, so she'll be fine. So this video I want to make about doctors prescribing hormones when they're really not qualified to be prescribing hormones. I get not a lot, but I've gotten a few emails, Xing like, oh, how much should I take? My doctor wants to know how much testosterone you take, what kind of testosterone do you take? Do you take the pill testosterone? Do you take androgel? Do you take, all the other different forms of T that are out there? So, I just always feel uncomfortable because I feel like your doctor should know what to prescribe you. And if he doesn't know what to prescribe you, he shouldn't really be acting like me. You know what I mean? Not doctors are asking me, but people are asking me because their doctors don't know. So to me, it's like, why is your doctor asking you to find out when your doctor has doctor friends who probably have other doctor friends that they could probably call and get doctor opinions? You know what I mean? Rather than just, me who has no doctor knowledge at all besides like, if you're sick, then go to the doctor. You know what I mean? So I just think it's not like good. So I had one time this guy asked me. He asked me what he was getting advice from me because he has his doctor is gonna give him tea, and he was asking me how much I take, what kind I take, and he said, at the end of the email, he said, "Do you think it's weird that my doctor is gonna give me tea the next time I see him, but he doesn't necessarily he didn't do my blood work?" That's what this kid told me, that his doctor didn't do blood work, but he's gonna start him on tea next week. And I thought that was really extremely unsafe. um, Getting blood work, if your white cell count and your red blood count and all this count and that count and your liver, like, if your liver, who knows? You don't know if you have a liver problem. Everything might be fine. You might be processing vitamins fine and alcohol fine, but your liver might be working extra hard. It's working, but it's working double as hard as it would have. Twice as hard, but you don't know that because you don't have blood work. So how are you going to say if this person's got a bad liver or this person doesn't? They're acting exactly the same. They have the same lifestyle. You know what I mean? But you don't know those things until you get blood work done and you check your liver and you check your blood pressure and your cholesterol and everything else that you can check with your blood. That's like the first sign how to find out if you have cancer is to check your blood, to check your white blood cell count and all that if you're sick and stuff like that. So the fact that this doctor is going to put this kid on hormones before he even knows if this kid is healthy enough to be on hormones, just blew my mind. I honestly, I couldn't believe that someone's going to put a human being in that kind of danger. It was crazy to me. So if your doctor doesn't know what to do, okay, not even saying that you don't have to go to that doctor. I suggest finding a doctor, getting maybe their opinion on finding another doctor who does know what they're talking about as far as transitioning. You know, Tell your doctor, like, your doctor has to be willing to learn if they really want to deal with you and you want to deal with them. Like, the fact that this I just couldn't believe it. And it goes in theory with, if one person has, a stupid question, then there's like four other people in the room who have the exact same stupid question. Okay? So if there's one doctor out there prescribing hormones without giving blood work, for the amount of doctors in all of the US, or in the world, there's gotta be tons more. I'm in the USA, and I would say we're fairly advanced, as far as like having trans people in the world, in the community, as a unit of the United States of America citizens. But there's other places that are not advanced at all, where you can't get top surgery, you can't get hormones. The only hormones you get are like on the street or like really terrible places to pick up hormones that you're gonna be injecting into your body. So it just, oh, here's my cat. Sorry. Um, so, you know, I don't know. Like, would you guys really take hormones? I mean, ask yourself that question. Would you take hormones from a doctor who hasn't taken your blood work? So the doctor really doesn't know anything about it. You tell him that you want testosterone. He gives you testosterone, and he doesn't check your blood work. If he didn't check your blood work beforehand, he's definitely not going to be checking your blood work every 6 months. Because thing is, if you don't have your um if you don't have a hysterectomy and your levels are high, your testosterone will actually turn into estrogen. Okay, and estrogen will work against you, and it will decrease your muscles, and it will decrease your bottom area growth, and it will decrease everything. It'll make you moody and swingy and not happy. It's a terrible thing to have such high T that your T now turns into estrogen. It's the exact opposite that you want being FTM. Period. Exact opposite. Pretty much saying, oh, you want to be a dude? All right, here's some more estrogen, and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? um, so obviously, the advice I gave this kid was that he should ask his doctor about getting blood work, and he should also ask his doctor if his doctor is willing to learn um, and do extra research for him. Um, I think in the medical field, a lot of people forget. Like, a lot of people ask me about counselors and stuff. Chester, no, you cannot. I'm in the middle, okay? um, I think that a lot of people, what was I saying? Yeah, a lot of people forget that, like, when you go to a doctor, okay, or you go to a counselor, they're working for you. Okay, you're paying your health insurance, or you're paying out of pocket. Okay, so you're paying for your health insurance, and you pick the doctor that you want to go to. You know, even if you have to get, if you're in a strict list, these are the only doctors you can go to. Try them all out. You know what I mean? Like, to go to a counselor who has no idea what being trans is. I mean, since I moved here, I haven't gone to counseling, so I'm looking for a counselor right now, and I want to try to find one that's dealt with trans people, or you know what I mean. Even if it's only been one trans person, I feel like being trans is such a big part of your daily life that to go to a counselor, and this is just how I feel. It's not saying that another counselor, there's probably tons of people who go to counselors who've never dealt with trans people before, but personally, because trans is very around in my life, I think that going to a counselor who's trans friendly is appropriate, okay, and has knowledge on trans patients. So to go to a doctor who's giving you medicine that's injecting you into your body, that's going to change you forever, and they don't know what hormones to give you, or they don't know how much to give you, they don't know when to give it to you, they don't know if it's going to be a pill or a gel or an injection, and they don't do your blood work. It's just nuts. Like, you guys, you really need to think about, like, what tea is. It's a medicine that goes into your body. You know what I mean? Like, not to compare it to like heroin or some drug, but it's gonna change you forever. And the reason that blood work is so important is that it changes your insides, and you need to make sure that your body is okay with that. What if you're allergic to something? What if your liver is a weak liver, just naturally weak, and now you've just added hormones weekly? You know what I mean? Like, your liver's gonna work twice as hard. I mean, your body can only live for so long. It can only work so hard until it gets tired and dies. You know what I mean? Um, so, these videos always get so long. I don't mean to, but point is, if your doctor wants to give you hormones and you don't have blood work, like, you need to either find another doctor, have a serious conversation about that. Don't forget, that doctor works for you, okay? If you don't like the doctor, then go to another doctor. Fuck that doctor. You know what I mean? Who cares? And you can always call ahead of time and ask if they work with transgender people. If they don't know what transgender is, then say, okay, thanks, bye. Obviously, they don't work with them. So, I went to my new doctor. I told them that I was trans. And I said, they asked me if I had any surgeries. I said, I said, I'm transgender. And she said, oh, okay. And then she asked me if I had any surgery. I said I've only had a cosmetic surgery. She said, what was that? And I said the removal of breast tissue. She said, okay. And then when I was laying down and I lift my shirt up for her to do like the check everything, she was like, wow, those are really big scars. And I said, yeah, well, I had breasts. And she said, oh, so you're going through transition? And I said, yes. And she said, oh, you didn't tell me that. And I laughed and I was like, I'm sorry, trying to make it as clear as possible. Not only by, I mean, I don't know how much clearer you could say by saying I'm transgender. I mean, I don't know how much clearer you could have gotten. But and then she still didn't get it. And then I had to say that it was removal of breast tissue, and she still didn't get it. So I mean, this is just my generic doctor if I get sick and stuff. So it's not a big deal that she doesn't know too much. I mean, she did ask for my blood work. Just as a basic doctor, she still wanted my blood work. So that right there shows me, okay, she's cool, She knows that that's important, Just looking at someone is not going to tell you if you're physically good or not. So, I had to come out twice to her. It was uncomfortable, but it was kind of funny because she didn't get it. And that's exactly what I said when she's like, oh, you're going through transition. You didn't tell me that. And I said, I'm sorry. I tried to make it as clear as possible. You know what I mean? Like, how clear could I have gotten? But, yeah, so make sure your doctor kind of knows what the fuck they're talking about. And if they don't, find a new doctor. Or, some doctors, they want to learn. They want to, not for nothing, but they want, to learn more about people so that they can say, yes, I take trans people. So now their clientele opens up a whole new door to trans people. So now they get more clients, which is more money in their pocket, and as a business owner, which is what most doctors are, they're business owners, they own a business, right? Um, they want more people in their business. So if they're open not minded enough to take in trans people, then they want to. So just make sure they're willing to do the work. All right, guys. I talk too much. Sorry. All right. That's it. End of video. Peace.